How's it going, everybody? Ryan Sanders here with Project Fresh. Today, I'm going to take you through my standard functional warm-up. So this is great to do before a cardio or circuits or even strength training day. It's going to address warming up all the key joints, all the key muscle groups, and also help you a little bit with your balance too. All right, so our first move, before we get into the moves, actually, a couple different pieces of equipment that you can use for this include a dumbbell. Okay, you could use a dumbbell, something light. You could use a weighted medicine ball or a basketball, any ball-shaped item. Or if you want to, if those items happen to be too big, you could even take a hand towel and just hold on to, bunch up and hold on to a hand towel as well. All right, cool. So with that being said, what we're going to do is I'll demonstrate some with the ball, some with the dumbbell. Our first one's a squat, feet are hip distance apart, sitting down in the chair, and getting down as best you can and pressing the weight above the head. When you do your squat, you want to make sure hips go back first, sit in the chair, and then press to the top. We'll do 10 reps of every exercise. So we've got 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that's our squat with the press. Our next one is a side lunge. So we're picking up a box and putting it on the shelf, okay? So if you want to start off with about maybe 5 or 6 on each side, that's a good number. You can progress up to 10 for these if you like, but we can just start with a nice number of 5, 6, 8 maybe. What's most important is that you get your body warmed up, okay? So we're going to sit to one side in the lunge, starting in a Y stance. Your trailing leg is going to stay straight, so you don't want this knee to bend. You don't want this toe to open up. You want to keep feet square. You're going to go to the side lunge, taking your ball to the side, crossing the body, putting it up top. So I liken this to picking up a box, crossing the body, putting it up on the shelf, okay? You want to make sure you push those hips back so that you're loading in the quad and the glutes, not in the knee and the ankle. That will be a problem. So I'll just demonstrate really quickly. You want the hips to go back, not that knee to come forward here, because otherwise that's a lot of strain through that tendon and also a lot of strain in your Achilles tendon as well. So those two joints, those two tendons. Other side, same thing. Down, crossing up. Okay. Also in this warm up, now is a good time to start practicing some good breathing habits. In through the nose on the down, exhale on the press. You don't have to go super deep on that lunge, just enough to get some bend, feel some contraction in the glute, the hamstring, the quad, pressing up to the top. That's number 2. I'll switch just for the heck of it. Okay, soft bend in the knees, feet hip distance apart. Our next one is our rotation. So we're just using that weight to get some rotation, both directions. Feet stay planted for this one. And eyes, just finding one spot to land on so we don't get too dizzy. Okay, so pick a couple points each direction to find. When you get there, after about 6, 7, or 8 or so on each side, we're going to take that back toe up on the rotation. So instead of keeping the feet planted, we'll get that rotation all the way through, doing the best you can to keep the standing leg relatively straight. Get a little rotation, no big deal, but just opening up that torso. Excellent. Our next one I like to call triple threat. It reminds me a lot of basketball. Soft bend in the knees. We're using the core for this exercise. So if you feel it more on the shoulders, reduce your weight, squeeze your core, or a combination thereof. You're going to do big circles all the way around. You're going to stop that weight in the center, opposite direction, stopping it, using the core. So you're squeezing to speed up the weight and squeezing the stop, okay? You'll be working through the shoulders, but I want you to focus mainly on activating that core. You should do this with no weight if you have any kind of shoulder injuries whatsoever, zero weight or very lightweight. Again, one of your equipment options for this is using a hand towel or a bigger towel bunched up, okay? So we'll do about 10 total, 5 each way, getting that big circle and squeezing through the core. Excellent. Our next one, after that, we'll go no equipment. We've got small shoulder circles forward. So thumbs forward, fingers pointing out to the sides, about maybe 5 to 10 reps, just enough to start feeling some burn in the shoulders. We'll flip the palms up, thumbs back, and go reverse. So if I turn around, I am going reverse here. Okay. 2 and 1. Then we'll do big reverse shoulder circles. I want you to get as much range of motion as you can. If you have any impingements, injuries, or challenges, you know, as far as like maybe you're just really tight, really sore in the shoulders, do the best you can. Try not to contort the body, shift the hips, do anything like this to get those shoulders. Just keep a nice, tall, a relaxed stance as you look to get as much range of motion as you can through your shoulders. Same with forward shoulder circles, big circles all the way through. 2, 1, nice job. Okay, our next one is we're going to start with the feet about hip distance apart. Big inhale up to the top. As we exhale, push those hips back, forward fold. Getting that stretch. All right, legs are straight. We brace the hands above the knees. We're going to bend in the knees until our hands find the floor, and then walk out to a plank and do a push-up. We'll walk the hands back to the toes, chin to chest, rolling up nice and easy up to the top. Okay. Couple things, if you need to modify, you can drop the knees once we find the floor. You can also keep a neutral wrist by walking on closed fist versus the open hands. I'll show you those modifications. Find the floor, safely plant the knees, maintaining a strong and long torso. In the plank, I'm in a neutral and modified position. I still can work on some level of a push-up. You don't have to go all the way down. And this is our warm-up. Walk the hands back, rolling up, chin to chest, big inhale at the top. We'll do 2 to 3 of these. So again, I'll show that modification. Find the floor, knees drop, walk it out. Nice, long and strong. Best you can on the push-up. Walk it back, find those feet. Knees bent, chin, chest, rolling up to the top. Big inhale and exhale. All right, we've got one more. And at this point, you should be feeling that blood flowing, that heart pumping, joints starting to feel a little bit more warmed up. Our last one is our balance exercise. It's a single leg deadlift, no weights required. You could also call this a warrior 3 if you've got any experience in yoga. I'm going to start with my left leg being the standing leg. My right leg is going to be the leg that's moving. We've got 2 options with the hands. The first one is the hands can fall directly below the shoulders as that leg kicks out. I'm looking for the stretch. We'll hold for a second in the middle part of the movement and then squeeze the glute and core back to position. Maintaining a nice straight body. We'll alternate sides. Find that stretch and back. Another option you can do, hands above the head and going out as far as you can. Maybe as far as you can right here, and that's okay. Do the best you can in that spot. Maybe that's where that hamstring gets really nice and tight, and that's where you stop and you hit. Okay, or working on that balance, getting a little farther out and back, keeping the core tight, squeezing the glute back. Remember, you have hands below shoulder option. And then the breathing pattern is inhale. On the way in, inhale. And as you come out, exhale. It's very important on the leg that goes back for the toes to point straight down. We don't want the toes to come out, opening up the hips. We want to keep those hips closed down so we can work through the glute, stretch the hamstring, and get the proper focus that we're looking for. That is a very standard functional warm-up, addressing the majority of the joints and muscle groups and getting you prepared and ready for your workout. Now you can do something like running in place, jump rope, quick walk on an incline, quick jog to help you with, the warm-up process, but ultimately that will prepare you for your workout. All right, this is Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh. Keep up the great work. Make sure you stretch. Make sure it's dynamic before any of your workouts. And after you're done exercising, you can go to a traditional static stretch. All right, take care. Have a great one. We'll see you guys next time.